The totes boots coming out mean. We've got snow out there. I think I've had these boots for 20 years at least. I only come out when we have snow. I got the food ready to go, and I'm fixing to go outside. So we had somewhere around an inch. Is that fair to say?
Oh, I solid inch.
Yeah, it's a solid inch, Don said. And it stopped around midnight. I guess it snowed on and off from 7 to midnight. So it was nice. Yeah. Except it came down while we couldn't see it coming down. Yeah. I would have enjoyed it better if we could have watched it fall, but
I agree.
And it's not. It seems really fluffy and light. I think we can.
It's not wet stuff.
Right. It's not sleet or freezing precipitation or anything. And all the kitties are good.
Yeah. So hopefully we can use the blower to clear the driveway.
Yes, I'm very hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, as in
I understand. No, I was fixing. I'm gonna try that as soon as the kitties are done eating, especially Morris, so I don't scare them to death. Yep. Tux and Morris stayed in the cat hotel. I was going to bring Tux in and crate him, except that Morris was snuggled into the ball here on the end. I can watch on the camera, even if I can't see him in the ball. If I watch on the camera time lapse, you can see the ball moves a little bit. You know, somebody's in it. And then I could see Tux, and he was way in the corner, all snuggled up on that heating pad. And I was like, really, why am I going out there to get him when he's content and happy, and I can see that he's not in distress? And I would have scared Morris off, and Morris wouldn't have come back, and he would have got wet walking around in the snow. So I couldn't do that. Morris is in there eating, and Marty is up the hill a little bit. He's not allowed in the house until he's willing to go to the bathroom. Oh yeah, I see Marty over there now doing what he needs to do. So after I'm sure that he's done his morning routine, he can go back in the house and warm up. And I carried Tux over here. He was down walking around. He'd been down to use the bathroom too, but he's good. It's always pretty on the hollies. One of the chickens was over here already this morning carrying on a storm, but that was before I was geared up to be able to come outside for a few minutes. So I am just now coming out to see them. Which I don't see him right this minute. But, I mean, I feel bad for him. This guy up here, he needs to get them back in his pen. He needs to provide shelter for them. They are his responsibility. Yet. They're usually up here roosting beside the pen. And I wouldn't make this much effort if they weren't down by the kitty bowls, except for with the snow. I think they need more. They need more help. Well, I didn't see them, but I put the food in the usual spot, so if they come looking in the usual spot, they will find some food. It's just cheap cat food. Although that's sort of not a thing anymore. Nothing's cheap now. Well, it's pretty. Definitely pretty. I don't think I'm going to have much success building a snowman. It doesn't seem to be clumping at all. But we'll see. I've not give up on the thought. I'm coming, Stripe. I see you, bud. Hi. Hi, I know you follow me. Oh, you got to be careful when you rub things today. It'll cause avalanches on your head. Avalanches, I say. Hi, Morris. I see you in there, too. Yeah, the ego blower's perfect for this. it's coming off pretty easy. Of course, there's a little bit of wet that's going to turn to ice, but hopefully that'll dry during the day today. Trying to get it where it won't melt and then refreeze in bad spots. I'm sure Don will come out here and work on this a little bit. I don't feel safe in my boots getting on the cement over here, so I'm contributing, but I'm going to leave that for Don. I saved the hill for you.
Of course you did.
It was kind of enjoyable out there. It was coming up pretty good.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you know, hopefully we'll get some drying in the spots we clear. Otherwise, it'll still be treacherous tonight. But anyway, thanks for going to the garage and getting my printer ready to go for me this morning. Because, you know, we got important things out there in the garage.
Yeah, I put the red back on.
Thank you. Yeah, we tried something new last night. We knew orange was likely to run out, and our machine is supposed to have rollover capability. And so we put on a second orange, and it rolled over.
That's right. We didn't know about Grok told us about the setting, and we went and found the setting. That's right.
Yeah. I kind of knew it existed, but not where it was or what it was called or how to implement it. And
it's easy peasy.
Yeah, AMS auto switch or something like that. So that was sweet.
It was?
Yeah, Don didn't have to go to the garage at 12:30 a.m. He would have, but...
Well, it's important on these big print jobs. Even if... Anyway, it's important on something you want to print overnight because you hate to waste all those hours that just sitting there waiting for you to come...
And keeping everything hot and ready to go when it can't go. Right. Yep. Well, these two are back inside and in no rush to go back outside. Hi, Gray. Hi. Hello. How are you, Missy? Good morning. What do you think of the snow out your window? Huh? What do you think? Well, the sun is coming out. We're supposed to be in the upper 20s, low 30s today. You know, of course, the sun's going to cause some melting whether we get up above freezing or not. But anyway, it's a nice view out there this morning of the snow on the holly trees. For sure, right? I had to give myself a few minutes in the house. I caused a pretty bad stinger on my right hand and took a little time to recover. Well, you look like you've got to go outside and handle some snow.
Yeah, I got my snow shovel and stuff on.
Yep, he's got on insulated blue jeans. Because we got them for cheap at Walmart. They clearanced them out. We would have been stupid not to buy them. They're Wranglers and they
last forever.
I'm jealous that you have those.
That's right. You should be.
I was complimenting Don about him getting appropriately dressed after I snow blew this morning with no gloves on and gave my right hand a serious stinger. I mean, I was almost crying. I was definitely whiny. It hurt really bad for about 5 minutes. I'll never forget that time we went with the boys to that one outside Christmas lights thing over in Clayton. And I think it was Johnny got bad stingers on his feet. It was hard to keep his feet warm. I think he had on, don't laugh at us people, there was no snow on the ground, but it was cold and he had on Crocs and socks.
That's right.
And the Crocs are not good, not open, not the ones with the holes. And he got in the car. And when his feet warmed up a little bit, we had to pull over on the side of the road. They hurt him so bad, I remember. I think it was Johnny. Yeah. And then after about 10 minutes of crying and moving and getting some warmth, it got better. But that was kind of my hand this morning. It was so painful. And I didn't get them wet. No. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go out there and try to throw a snowball with no gloves on. So anyway, you go clear that cement for me so I can go shopping with Michelle tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Thursday and I need to get out.
Oh, well, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. I think it's likely.
Right.
Yeah, although tomorrow, Friday is supposed to be in the 40s. I think tomorrow is not very warm either. But Friday, no doubt on Friday things will melt well. I don't know about before then, but we'll see.
Understand.
In all seriousness, I don't know how we live before Grok. It's that important to me now. I asked Grok if there was any way I could get kidney beans ready to make chili today, even though I didn't soak them overnight.
Yeah.
And he gave me, stop making a lot of noise. He gave me lots of options. And then I said, but how about Instant Pot options? And there's a one cook method, but he said to really remove that thing you don't want to eat that you need to do. He said you should do a 2 cook process. You should cook them one time for like, I'm just going to say 5 minutes, drain that water, refill it, cook them for 25 minutes, and then you're all good to go. The second time you don't need to drain the water or whatever. Right. There's a one cook method and for a longer amount of time, but he said better is this 2 cook method really gets that stuff out of them. And I want that stuff out of them because we don't usually eat beans. I'm more worried about me than you. Right. You can tolerate everything, but me maybe not so much. So. Yeah. Anyway, I'm making Don chili. He's excited. Yeah, I am absolutely. I'm sorry to tell you, though, that Grok did offer without me asking that chili is always better the second day. Oh, I'm sorry. And it'll be a real treat on day 2. It'll be good on day 1, but and we already knew that. Everything I make, the leftovers, everything tastes better on day 2. That's correct. I have 3 bags of split peas. I have no pinto beans or kidney beans. I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure. So this will be plan 3 or 4 now for what we're having for dinner tonight because, I mean, I got lots of steaks. I mean, I got a freezer full of steaks. Don't misunderstand. I got lots of bacon and eggs. I got like 4 or 5 dozen eggs. Okay, we're not going to starve. It's just that I don't have ricotta cheese to make lasagna. I now don't have beans to make chili. Yeah. No cauliflower to make shepherd's pie. I hear and see now Don up at the street starting his walk back. It looks like a fair bit came off easily. I can see a little bit behind the big tree right of center and over here at the base of the cement. But it's definitely an improvement. Looking good, Donnie. Looking good. Thank you. If you couldn't hear him, he said thank you. He did hear me. Are we good to go? Just a small amount of ice at the bottom of the cement, huh?
Well, that's not a problem down there. This is actually the spot right here where I'm at. It's a really bad spot. By the time you get down there, there's enough traction on one side or the other.
Sure.
That you can catch yourself. Up here, I don't know. You get a good head of steam, maybe not. I think when the sun goes over a little bit more and gets between those two,
might fix it.
It's probably going to fix it, yeah.
My snowflakes worked.
So you're responsible for all this snow?
Well, yeah, I mean, let it snow, snowflakes, blue and snowflakes.
You be putting that stuff up.
Oh, come on. You've been whining about not having any snow.
Well, let's not say whining. I admit I do enjoy a little bit of snow.
I'm just out here spending a few minutes with the kitties. I don't know what time it is, 1:30, something like that. We got a couple hours of nice sunshine here before it, be careful, Stripe. Tux is under there. I do believe Tux is underneath there. That could get you in trouble. Walk really slow. Yeah, Tux is under the bench. That's a good place for you. For a few minutes, it's sunny and it's dry, and I bet that heat off the ground actually feels pretty good. Yep, everything seems to be in order out here. I was trying to see if there was anything really worth trying to take a picture of, and the answer is probably not. Cute cats in the snow, maybe?
Yeah.
Cute, handsome husbands in the snow? I've got chili on the brain now, so we're going to go get beans. We're going to take the van. Why get nastiness on the Tesla if we don't have to? It can be a little icy down there by the bridge. Hopefully not. I'm sure once we get past that spot, there's been enough people out today, it won't matter. The van doesn't have seat heaters.
It does not.
My butt is cold.
Yes, ma'am.
My Tesla would start heating my seat if I told it my butt was cold.
Right, it sure would.
Yeah, with any luck, this will be dry before nightfall.
Yeah.
And if, you know, not today, for sure tomorrow.
Yeah. But the streets look fine. The only problem is there's these shady spots that are on hills, on curves. We've got like 3 of them between here and the main street.
Yeah, I told when I was walking over to the van, the only place that's generally a problem is just a little bit down here by the bridge.
Yeah. Although they salted it, so maybe, and brined it really good, and we didn't have a ton.
Right.
We had no rain before either, so it just came down as snow. So that makes this stuff way more effective than if it rains and washes it off and then it changes to snow.
Right. Well, I can see where this would be treacherous.
Well, we're not going to
overnight. We won't be out here then. That's how people do here. We just come out when it's nice and sunny and then go back and hibernate when it's not.
This is one of the best.
Wow, they're working down here. Yeah, this spot right here is never good. But the town or the county or whoever did put some stuff on it this time.
Yeah, they used to stop right exactly at this sign.
Right. Well, I may have sent them some feedback one time that there were a lot of people that wanted to spend money in town, but if they didn't salt that little stretch of shaded area up there, then none of us were coming to Fuquay. And seemingly so, they started turning around in our neighborhood and not turning around in this lower neighborhood. So maybe I had a positive impact. I was tactful when I suggested it. He's all the way out here, and that hill is really, really the bad spot. So there has been some rock salt put on the roads, although from what I'm used to seeing, it's not a lot. But the truck is actually just up ahead of us here. And I told Don I'd settle for Dollar General. Food Lion would be okay, but since things are looking pretty good, why don't you just take me to Harris Teeter? So that's where we're headed. We'll drive through South Park on the way back through. But yeah, we're very glad to not get this crap on Jules or Ruby. Of course, the same might apply tomorrow too. In all the years I lived in North Carolina, that is not something I have seen often.
Right.
I mean, really, seriously not. I only had 21 inches back in 2000, and I was never so happy to see a snowplow driver in my life, as we couldn't leave our neighborhood. It's the same when the line crew came out after Hurricane Fran in '96. It's like we just wanted to cook them a steak, hand them a beer, massage their feet, whatever they needed to turn my power back on. Yep. Well, mission is accomplished. I have both pinto and kidney beans. I usually use both. And Don and I have been watching the condensation cloud from Sharon Harris. We thought you'd be able to see it as we went up over the bridge here, but
maybe once we get back.
I don't see it, but it's over there. We've seen it multiple times. All I was going to say was, there it is. Thank you, Sharon Harris, for keeping us warm today.
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative. I was sort of worried about, with these severe cold temperatures, us having a couple of brownouts, power outages, or whatever. But nope, things seem to be going good.
Yeah, it must be.
Very funny.
You ought to turn in on the wipers because I was putting it in reverse.
Exactly. They did apparently plow in here a little bit. There's some places where the snow's piled up. I noticed one of the nice lane markers in the brand new intersection around the corner was popped off by the snowplow. Yeah, we're not used to having those get popped off here. Those are like put down and they're there for forever and they don't get busted or whatever. So they actually put them down and... Yeah,
they don't tend to cut the grooves or cut the little troughs in the asphalt and then put them in the trough. They just set them right on the top of the asphalt.
Yeah.
They don't recess.
We've lost a few due to 1 inch of snow now. Tux was back on his heating pad in the cat hotel, but I wanted to spend a few minutes with him. Unfortunately, I called Tux and he came, and I called Tux and Stripe came. Tux says, Mom, I prefer to spend time with you when I don't have to deal with the other tuxedo. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I wasn't able to bring Tux in last night because I was worried about scaring Morris and sending him out into the cold snow, and would he come back? And they both seemed so content where they were. But tonight's a whole nother level of cold. So we'll see. Oh no, Stripey, don't do that, honey. Tux doesn't want that. No. Come on now. You get lots of attention in the house. So when I'm out here with Tux, let's let Tux have his time. Right, buddy? And I wanted to give him some a little bit of TLC. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Hi. I'm done with bags 5 and 6. I'm going to do 7 and 8. I've made good progress with cooking the beans in the Instant Pot. This is the second cooking. And getting the meat ready. And some chopped mild jalapenos. They've removed the seeds. And I have peaceful company this afternoon. Oh my goodness. Sometimes he's just too cute for words. Look at those nice beans. It's half pinto, half kidney. Well, I finished bag 8, and that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. As you can see, a bunch of exhibits were installed inside on the first floor. A bathroom was finished, and areas for the front windows were created, and I guess statues. So it's coming along really nicely. I like it a lot. There are a few pieces here on the front that are easy to get at a little bit of an angle, and I had trouble with 2 of these sills until I realized that they had kind of slipped, or a little off kilter there, not parallel, not straight. So once I fixed that, it all went together nicely. But that's a little unusual for that to happen with a Lego build. It wasn't a problem. I mean, right, that's the whole part of building, is it's fun to figure it out. In the wintertime, the floors squeak more because there's no moisture, making things fit more snug. Nighttime. Or at least they always seem to squeak more in the winter. Back and forth in the bathroom and the kitchen. Look at the chili. There's some sour cream underneath that cheese over there somewhere.